Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League, and we're here for another episode transfer talk. We didn't have one yesterday at all because someone called Raphael Varane got announced as a Manchester United player. Never heard of him. Never heard of Raphael Varane. I am obviously joking. A good signing for United. Obviously, we are going to be talking a little bit more about Raphael Varane because there's been a few more things that's come out that maybe he's doing. There's also been some things that Eric Bailly is a bit upset. I mean, the man who can't stay fit and should have no right to be angry. Eric Bailly should be concerned about his own work, which is keeping his legs in enough physical ability to be able to play football. What Eric Bailly should be concerned about. He shouldn't be concerned that United are going out buying Raphael Varane because, to be frankly honest, he's let them down on multiple occasions. Yeah, I mean Eric Bailly, not Varane. He's not played for him yet. But that is some of the things we're talking about. But let's talk about what we do. We're talking Kounde, Jules Kounde to Chelsea. Looking like that one is going to hot up a bit. And no surprise, really. No surprise there. We're also talking Haaland to Chelsea as well, because he's sort of spoken a bit about some of the rumours and the price. Importantly, he's had a very interesting thing to say there. As you all know, Varane, I'm talking a few more things about him and about Eric Bailly, of course. Also, Manchester United youngster James Garner, Manchester United are going to loan him out again, which I think is a completely the right move. I think he probably should be in the Premier League next season, but United will make them decisions soon. And we're also talking Isamila Sarr because Liverpool have opened talks potentially signing Isamila Sarr. So a very interesting lot of topics to talk about today. So let's talk Jules Kounde. Let's get straight into this one. This is the one that has sort of broken sort of today. I mean, Romano was the one who sort of spoke about it. He said, Chelsea have opened official talks with Sevilla over Jules Kounde. He is the main target as centre-back, and negotiations ongoing to reach an agreement. Kounde is open to accept Chelsea as next clubs as he wants Champions League football. Now it's up to 2 clubs. You will remember that Jules Kounde rejected Spurs because Spurs was like, not because of the club. I don't think he's particularly got an issue with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. The thing that Jules Kounde has always been quite open about is the fact that he wants to still be playing Champions football. He's got Champions League football with Sevilla. So he wants to maintain that. He wants to continue playing at the elite competition, which you can't argue against. If he is obviously that good, a very up and coming centre back as well, and a great option for Chelsea because Thiago Silva's only there for 1 more year. This doesn't change. I was watching a bit on Twitch from Fabrizio. This changes nothing regarding Rudiger or Christensen's contracts. Nothing changes. Both are still in talks with Chelsea about a contract extension for both players. This is just this is probably more forward thinking from Chelsea, thinking we have a bit of a problem at centre back in terms of depth. I mean, you've got Zuma, but Zuma does look very uncomfortable playing any sort of centre-back role, whether that's in a back two, back three. I mean, a very clumsy defender. Nearly cost Chelsea a game against Man City. I think it was the Premier League game. So he is a liability, is Kurt Zuma. Aspilicueta, again, very similar to Thiago Silva. How much longer has he got sort of left at the top level, which Chelsea's at? So Chelsea do have to look for the future. They do have to look ongoing past this season, as you would expect any big club to be operating. And they've identified Jules Kounde as a perfect option going forward, which I have to agree. You have to agree with that. You put someone like Jules Kounde in. Obviously, we all know Thiago Silva ain't going to be playing every single game, but yeah, that's the bit on Jules Kounde. A very good. It would be a great signing if Chelsea can get this over the line. A great signing. Let's make no doubt about that. And what roles does that mean for Christensen, Rudiger? Does that mean less of a role they played last year? Is Tuchel still going to do the three at the back? There's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. We'll have to wait for the start of the season. The cliche saying we'll have to wait for the start of the season, but we will. Because I think these questions, we'll find out what Tuchel's doing. And we don't know what Chelsea's doing regarding Erling Haaland and all of these issues. So a lot of questions at Chelsea, but I think that after a very slow start, they've had an extremely slow start in the transfer window. Obviously, as we know, they've been very desperate to negotiate Erling Haaland's move. They've been doing all of this. They haven't had that quick-paced start that Chelsea fans normally do. So that's that on Kounde. Big up to Liam in the chat as well. Also, hello, RJ. By the way, guys, no Argyle watch on tonight. Might not be, don't be. It really depends on a lot of things, really. So yeah, we'll see about that. At the moment, no. But if that changes, obviously we'll do a stream. We have got the overlay ready for it. Worst case scenario, we've done a bit of work on that. Ready for the watch-ongs for next season, this upcoming season. We'll definitely be doing the Community Shield because, as I say, I want to test out the graphics as soon as we can. So that is on Jules Kounde. Obviously, as Romano has said, it's down to two clubs to negotiate a fee. Kounde is open to move into Chelsea because of the Champions League football, and Chelsea is that step up over Sevilla. Norwegian PE teacher out, says Mustafa. I made 2 more burner accounts. You love to see it. The more burner accounts, the better. And also big up to Velvishwan. But yeah, that's on Kounde. Would be a great sign to get that over the line. But as I said, slow start from Chelsea, but it is slowly starting to pick up a bit of pace. Now on to this, man. As we have we've spoken a lot about Erling Haaland and the move to Chelsea. Spent so much time talking about this. It does get boring, so I'll try to be brief on this. Erling Haaland has basically spoken to Sports Bild and Sky Sports Germany. He's got a couple of interesting quotes. I sort of want to delve into some of these quotes and try and pick them out, or try and sort of pick at them and see if there's any underlying statement there that we can pick up on. So to Sky Sports Germany, he said, before yesterday, I haven't talked to my agent in a month. You've to tell me, but I hope they are just rumours, as 175 million would be a lot of money for one person. Now, it's very interesting that he said he hadn't spoken to Mino in over a month now. So he's not spoken to Mino in a month. That is personal terms agreed? Like, that's the question. Is terms agreed? I'm not so sure. Can we just ban Haaland talk until we get a here we go, or Dortmund tell Chelsea to fuck yourselves? We look. I very similar to Sancho, very similar to Varane. We are gonna, only if new information, because these are 2 new quotes from Erling, we're gonna talk about them. But if it's just the same talk of Chelsea are preparing a bid, or a bid's gone in, or whatever, unless there is developing stories on this, we won't talk about Haaland. It's very simple like that. I do appreciate that it can get extremely boring. But I suppose the interesting bit of that quote, though, is he mentioned the money. Now, 175 million euros, 150 million pounds. He says that's a lot of money on one person. I think, and look, I could be completely way off the mark here. I think Erling doesn't want to be too much, man. I don't think Erling wants that pressure on his shoulders. If he comes to the Premier League, £150 million signing. The pressure that puts on his shoulders, mate. Rival fans, if he don't get 2 goals a game, they're going to be like, well, in Haaland is shit. If he goes through a goal drought, fuck me. It's going to be brutal. But I don't think Erling wants that pressure, and I think his dad will also be quite more than aware of the pressure that will happen if Erling Haaland becomes one of the most expensive signings in Premier League and in the world. I mean, I think it's only beaten by Neymar's PSG. Only beaten by them. Don't think it's beaten by anyone else. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think 150 million has been spent more than once on Neymar. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. The second quote. So he's spoken a bit about Dortmund and about his time there. First of all, I have 3 years left on my contract. I'm enjoying my time here. But of course, the trophy was important because that's what I want. Very similar to Harry Kane in terms of he wants trophies, as do all top players. I just think with Haaland, I don't think he's in a rush. Now, of course, people go like, he wants to win. He's 21 years old. If that, I think he's about, what, 21? And his trajectory, he can win plenty of trophies if he makes the right moves on a regular basis. So I don't think he's in a rush. I think all these Chelsea fans are like, oh, he's in a rush. He's absolutely in a rush, wants to leave Dortmund. Why wouldn't he want to come to Chelsea? I don't think he's in a rush. I really don't think it. I think Haaland knows his quality. I think he knows the career trajectory that he is going on. I don't think he's in that much of a rush to leave Dortmund. I think you look at Sancho and how long he spent at Dortmund and how only improved his game. I think Erling is going to be very similar. I don't think he's in a rush. I think he's quite happy at Dortmund. Look, we all know that he'll probably leave, obviously, of the clause in his contract, providing that's added in. So I think he's more than happy to stay at Dortmund for more years. I think Erling is going to be incredibly respectful to Dortmund. And it appears that Mino is also quite respectful to Dortmund. Mino Rio's got more issues than you care to imagine. He's got a proper issue to deal with. So I think this is a very fluid. I think Haaland is very calm about this move. I think he's just extremely calm about the whole thing. I don't think he's in a rush. I think he knows that if he makes the right move next year, he'll win trophies. I think trophies aren't a big issue for him at this precise moment. So I think he knows he will win them. So regarding Haaland, I don't know if he does go to Chelsea. I don't think he does. I really don't think he does. I've been, the longer this goes on, the more doubtful I've ever been. I do think it may be similar to Sancho. Of course, there is the differences. Dortmund haven't made the specific demands that they made to United in terms of transfer fee, in terms of deadlines. There's been nothing about this. I think Dortmund are quite happy to keep him for another year. I think they see keeping Haaland guarantees him another year of Champions League football. So that will offset some of the loss that they would get. Because if they lost Haaland, is top four much of a doubt? I think it may be. You look at last season, they only just scraped into it. Obviously, Sancho and Haaland were big parts of that. But if you're Dortmund, you're doing a cost evaluation, aren't you? You're evaluating the costs. So how much money do you get from Champions League participation? That's going to be one set. So you're probably looking at what, 10, 15 million for group stage. If you get out of that, probably another 10 million. So that's 25 million, right? His release cost is about 75-ish million. So that takes that to 100 million. So the costs of keeping Haaland, you got the additional Champions League cost, which is you're probably thinking 25 million. If they can get past that, you're adding on 10, 15 million on top of that. So you probably think Dortmund would lose to about 50 to 40, 35 to 50 million pounds. Is probably what they would miss out on. So I don't see Haaland leaving. I think Dortmund are weighing up all the costs. I just don't see it happening. I just really don't see it happening. I think Chelsea made a big mistake because they put all of their eggs in one basket. And that basket was hatch. Big up to Max now, my bro. How are you doing? I'm all good. So there will be 250 million, which includes agent fees, but would be some 275 million if you want more money. You can take out the agent fees, the money for his dad, because apparently Roman Abramovich is to pay that out of his own money. So, you know, there is that as well. I don't know why you got timed out. Coutinho was 145 million. Still not 150 though, is it? So it is a madness. And look how Coutinho landed. Did that ever get off the ground? Has he ever got off the ground at Barcelona? Big up to Chris. Said Haaland would leave summer. I'm sticking by that. Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Because it also says Haaland more likely to leave next summer when deal is slightly cheaper. Yeah, I agree. They always sign Marlon. Yeah, I mean, Marlon's a good signing. A very good signing. That is, I think they're looking towards Haaland leaving. Maybe a change of formation. They've lost Sancho, haven't they? So they need to either find someone to replace him. I think Marlon is more number 9. Correct me if I'm wrong. I see him working with Erling Haaland. I see him learning from Haaland and being prepared to stand number 9 when Haaland leaves next summer. I think that is how Dortmund ideally would like to do it. I think Dortmund want to come around. It's good for Marlon to learn from Erling for that year anyway, to be around him. It's beneficial for Dortmund to keep Haaland for an extra year. As I say, Champions League guaranteed with Haaland. He'll get goals for it. So very interesting regarding obviously Haaland and all of these developments. But as I say, Haaland to Chelsea, I'm becoming more doubtful as the days go on. Briefly about Raphael Varane, there's been some comments. It's more about Eric Bailly than Varane, to be brutally honest with you. But basically, Eric Bailly will seek clarification over his future at Manchester United after they reached a deal with Real Madrid for Raphael Varane, amid concerns that his first-team opportunities will be severely limited. And so they should be. Eric Bailly has spent more times injured. I think I worked out that he's spent about 60 to 70% of the time and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer injured. That is letting Ole down. That is letting Manchester United down. Eric Bailly has absolutely no right in this world to be upset that Manchester United bought in centre. None at all. Right? Eric Bailly is such a stupid defender as well. Some of the shit he does, whilst it can be free to do what time where it madness or all of this crap, the stuff he does is downright stupid. And half the problems that he's got is because of his awareness, because of his inability to read the game. You look at what he did to, was it Richarlison against Everton in the Carabao Cup? But he's just absolutely bodied him, giving him concussion for frickin' hell's sake. This man has spent more time doing incredibly dumb shit on the football pitch instead of that calm presence of a Maguire, even Lindelof. Whilst Lindelof is a lot slower than Bailly, he's much better because he reads the game better. He ain't going to go and do something downright stupid to go get himself injured. So everybody has absolutely no right to be upset that United have gone out and bought a centre-back, in my opinion. But Solskjaer is anticipating playing around 60 games in 4 competitions next season and is keen to keep 4 established centre-backs in his squad. Well, let's go through them. You've got Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly. Tuanzebe's going out on loan. So that would mean that Eric Bailly's probably going to be told, you'll get adequate game time. I don't think he will, because I don't think Ollie will change his. I think Ollie will rotate enough. We saw that last season. Ollie don't rotate enough. Why was Bruno so shit in towards the end of the season? Because he shattered. Why was he so shit in the competition that happened in the summer? Shattered. Ollie doesn't rotate enough. And that has been one of the key criticisms for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, I'm not completely Ollie out yet. You have to give him this season, see what he does. Has to win something now. Has to win something. But I do think that there is that danger that he won't rotate enough, regardless of how many games they've got, because he doesn't rotate enough. So we'll have to see if he rotates. You would expect Bailly to play FA Cups, Carabao Cups. I don't see him playing many Champions League games, as you saw Ollie mess around with his squad against Istanbul Başakşehir and got absolutely destroyed. Got beat by Istanbul Başakşehir. So I don't see Ollie rotating enough in the Champions League. Absolutely not. And you probably shouldn't be rotating in the Champions League until you're qualified. Until you're out of that group. You should never take no game easy. That's part of the issue that he had last season. It's why United ended up in the Europa League, not the Champions League, and why all this crap happened with the final and De Gea and all this crap, because they weren't in Champions League. If you got to a round of 16, were knocked out by a better team, or you'd shit your way to a quarter final, that's a successful campaign for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the Champions League. He didn't, so he got chucked out into the Europa League. Absolutely terrible. But he does need to rotate, absolutely. Maguire and Lindelof remain key to Solskjaer's plans, whilst Axel Tuanzebe is set to seek a move, permanent or temporary, ahead of the new season. Newcastle United have already registered their interest. Mengi is wanted on loan by a host of championship clubs as well. That's all from Rob Dawson from ESPN. Tuanzebe, I think that'll be a loan deal. I don't think United are too keen on letting him go yet, because I do think there's a player in there. And we have to remember, Varane is only 29 years old. So this was his last big move. He's an experienced, very good centre-back. He is getting old, though. So is Maguire. Maguire and Varane, they're in their prime. But guess what? The primes, they do end. Prime players do get old, you know. Ask Aspilicueta. So I don't think United should be too quick to just chuck away Axel Tuanzebe. I think that'd be a mistake. I do like what I saw from Axel Tuanzebe. And I said he should have been starting for Manchester United in the Europa League final, because I said Lindelof looked a lot better next to Axel Tuanzebe. Because Axel has got that pace to cover for Lindelof, and he could play on that left-hand side. It was much more comfortable for Lindelof. You saw that in the games that they played each other. And I thought Axel was extremely good in the games that I watched towards the end of the season. A very good, very mature performance from this boy. So I don't think they should be too quick to let Axel Tuanzebe leave just yet. I think a loan would suit them to the ground. Get Axel a bit of game time, ideally in the Premier League. You'd think Newcastle is a good one. If Brighton don't get Nat Phillips and they want someone to replace Ben White, whether that be temporarily, I think Axel does a good job at Brighton. I look at those types of clubs. I could like the Newcastle, the likes of Brighton, even maybe West Ham, Aston Villa. These types of teams that I think Axel Tuanzebe would excel at. He really would. A bit on Varane, because there's been a few things. Obviously, United fans are going to be desperate to know when Rafael Varane is going to become a Manchester United player. Mustafa says, any CDM news? Not yet. I will be hunting some CDM news for tonight's show at 10 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that one. So, on Varane, when can we expect to see him touch down in Manchester? Well, that's in... he's flying out Thursday or Friday, I think I read somewhere. So, Rafael Varane has made arrangements to travel to Manchester, where he will need to isolate 5 days and return a negative COVID-19 test. before he can join the Man U squad, according to Times. So, because obviously, I can't remember if he went to a red list country. I think he went, obviously, on holiday to Italy or France, one or two, went back to Spain. So I think there is some issues about if he touched a red country on our list of countries not to go to, or you need to isolate, blah, blah, blah. So I think there was a bit of a mix up there. It looks like he's going to have to quarantine for 5 days and return, obviously, a negative COVID test. I presume that'll be the expensive COVID test, not the day one you can get. So you have got them. So he's going to have to isolate. Raphael Varane will travel to Manchester on Thursday or Friday and will spend 5 days in quarantine. That is going to Madrid Extra Dios. And a bit more about Varane. Raphael Varane is an English speaker. Is lucid to the commercial benefits of playing for Manchester United, but the professional challenge trumps the cure of potential sponsorships for him. That is according to Manchester United news Samuel Luckhurst. Anthony Varane, Raphael's brother, speaks English fluently, which has influenced his impending move to Manchester. Those who know Varane say he will not be he is not remotely flash, and believe Madrid underestimated his understated appearance. Raphael Varane has already studied snippets of Manchester United's defending and specifically asked for clips of their set-piece organisation. He was informed it would be a waste of time as United was so hopeless at defending dead ball situations last term. That is again according to Samuel Luckhurst, and he's not lying. Manchester United last year, defending set balls was absolutely horrific. I don't know what they did. I don't know if their set piece training was, a bit of dancing or, a fat ass orgy or a Chinese takeaway. You certainly wasn't focusing on the importance of defending set pieces. How many times did United get carved open by a set piece? I mean, you look at the Europa League final, prime example, set piece, United get done. I mean, it was a story that happened all season last year. One of the main reasons why United lost the final. One of the main reasons why United didn't challenge the Premier League, because set pieces, and then you had that Istanbul one, which I still don't understand what the hell Nemanja Matic was doing. No one marking it was a complete mess. Big up to DC. Is Varane confirmed yet? Varane is confirmed. He is a Manchester United player, or will be very, very soon. But yes, it is basically. So I want to talk a bit about James Garner now. A very interesting prospect from the Manchester United Academy. A player I really like. I really like James Garner. I think he's got everything you need in a midfielder that is going to be a defensive midfielder. I think the way that it all works, it's such a great player. Max says, "Narbo, I thought we were skipping 10 p.m. tonight because of late show." We're going to do both. Because I don't do the PowerPoint anymore. The PowerPoint just was complete waste of time. It just kept buffering. I just do the overlays. The overlays look sick. It doesn't take me long to do these. So yeah, we can do both tonight. We can do both. Any news on Leon Bailey? I've not got any news. I will try and find some for tonight's show for you. James Garner. Manchester United have reportedly made a decision on where James Garner's future lies. The report came amid a wealth of interest from championship teams to take the Carrick-style protege to on loan again next season. With Nottingham Forest and Swansea the reported front runners. Reports came that United have decided another loan would be best for their academy product, but not before renewing his contract. The claims came from journalist Alan Nixon on Twitter, who, when asked about Garner's immediate future, responded, "Sign a new deal and then go out on loan. At least that's the plan." United would be wise to secure the asset for future, given his amazing performances last season for Forest. Garner caught many fans' attention this week when photos of pre-season show him in an almost unrecognisably bulky shape, clearly working on improving his physicality. Would you? So I think the bit about this is we saw what happens when a player works on their physicality. A go compare the pictures Mason Greenwood. One was a twig, one was huge. So clearly Garner has been working on his shape, which you could argue he definitely going to need to bulk up a bit from that picture from that season. He's still a very strong lad there, but yeah, getting a bit of extra muscle is never a bad shout to have in midfield, especially in the position that James will be playing, which is CDM or box to box, one of those two. He's very much a Carrick style player, so Michael Carrick's style there reads a game brilliantly. I've actually had the pleasure of watching some championship games with James Garner playing. Incredible player. Absolutely love watching James. A brilliant player with so much potential. United, you have a real gem on your hands there. And he is going to fix so many issues for you in the future. He ain't fixing those issues for you now. He is in the future, though. He's such a talented player. A player I regard extremely highly. He's going straight to the top. And I think for him to do that, he does need a loan. People talk too much about these loans. Oh, if they're going, they're not good enough. No, simply not true. Sometimes a player cannot make the jump from academy to Premier League for Manchester United. Very rarely. Greenwood is the only one that I can think, and Rashi. So Rashi and Greenwood are the only two that I can think have made that step up perfectly. You could argue Scott McTominay. You can argue about that one. But definitely Greenwood, definitely Rashi. I think both of them are the only two to really make that jump up and cement their place in the first team of Manchester United. It's a very difficult thing. Very difficult. Look at other teams. Foden is the only City protege that has managed to get first team football. For Chelsea, very different because of the transfer ban. You would never have seen Mason Mount. You'd have never seen Reece James. You'd have never seen Tammy Abraham. None of those players would have been new. Chelsea would have gone and bought fresh. Never would you have used any of those players. So you can't look at really them, because that was very different circumstances to what Chelsea normally deal with. Arsenal, full of them, but to be brutally honest, Arsenal are no longer a big club at this precise moment in time. So yeah, you look at the Liverpool, obviously with Trent, and that's it. Liverpool have only really had Trent cement a first team place. So what I'm trying to say is it's extremely difficult to cement your place in the first team as top four club or top club when you've been playing championship, when you've been playing academy football. Very difficult. James will make a very good career for himself, and let's just hope for United fans it's at United and he can be there for some time and help take them on to bigger and better things. But last but not least, before I open the lines, let's talk Isamila Sarr. So Sarr has been linked with almost every big club under the sun for the past couple of years. So this day, today, it is on Liverpool's turn to be linked. Apparently, Liverpool hold talks over Isamila Sarr deal. Liverpool have reportedly held talks with Watford over a move to sign Isamila Sarr. According to 90 Minutes, the Reds are in the market for a new forward this summer and are in talks with a newly promoted Premier League club over a deal with Sarr. Sarr was extensively linked with moves to Anfield last summer before the club went and signed Diego Jota instead. With this one, I think it really depends on how much again, Liverpool fans are going to be absolutely sick to the back teeth of hearing this current phrase. It really depends on how much Watford want for Isamila Sarr. If Watford don't want an awful lot, then he won't do it. He won't do it. Liverpool won't do it. If Watford want a lot of money, then Liverpool ain't doing it. If Watford only want 25-30 million for him, you may see Liverpool go and do that. Obviously, we've had some players leave Liverpool as well. So you had that Gruitch, I think is his name. He's left. Harry Wilson's left. You've got Nat Phillips looking like he's on the move. Neco Williams is on the transfer list anyway. What's happening with Reece Williams? We don't know. So lots of movement, especially for the younger players at Liverpool. And there may be a bit more of that cash. They're not looking at a midfielder, apparently, which I think is madness. But, Liverpool do mad things. Shaqiri's on the transfer list as well. So there's a lot of movement. And I think that does free up a bit of money for Isamila Sarr. It's a position they need. What does this mean for Harvey Elliott? Does that mean Harvey Elliott goes out on loan? Or is he playing a part of the season this year? We'll have to wait and see on that. It should be interesting, though. Rashford, Sancho over Madrid's wingers. Short over Mendy. Erling teasing. I think he's been very honest, which is 150 million is a lot of money on one player. And I is happy at Dortmund. That's how my personal views on that. But, of course, it has come to that time of the show where we put the link into the chat and you guys can come on and have your say regarding any of the transfers we're talking about. So, obviously, we've started the show talking about Jules Kounde to Chelsea and about how that will be accelerating. He is their main target for defence anyway. We're talking what Erling Haaland has spoken about, regarding the transfer fee, regarding the trophy that he won with Dortmund last year. We're also talking about Rafael Varane to Manchester United, and a lot about Eric Bailly. So this is more about Eric Bailly than per se Rafael Varane. But Varane, there's been some comments about Varane as well. We're also talking James Garner to Nottingham Forest or to Swansea, a player that's highly rated by a lot of people who watch the EFL. So if you watch the EFL and James Garner had a great season for Nottingham Forest. And, of course, we're talking about Isamila Sarr. So, that is the ones here. I am joined by Chris in the back. How are we doing, Chris?
Just my usual self. Everyone knows, mate. Very well.
Love to see it. What did you want to talk about?
Anything really. Like you've already...
Do you want to talk about Isamila Sarr? Because I haven't really spoken a lot about Isamila Sarr. Obviously, Isamila Sarr is someone who is linked to Liverpool. He was really linked last summer before, obviously, he went and signed Diego Jota. Do you think that Liverpool should go for Isamila Sarr? And if you do, what do you see him bring to the current squad that you've got? Obviously, you've got Salah, you've got Mane, you've got Jota, Harvey Elliott. What sort of additional abilities or attributes would he bring to that Liverpool squad?
I've got positives. I would take him, but the negative is his nation, which is Senegal, which is, and we all know about Africa for nations, which is African.
I just want to confirm, Chris isn't concerned because he's African. He's concerned that he's got to go to the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, African nations.
I just want to clear that out because you never know. We were like concerned about his nation. I was like, just thought I'll chuck that out there just in case anyone tries clipping up going, Chris is afraid of Senegal. No, he's not afraid of Senegal. He's just afraid that merely he's got to play African Cup of Nations. So I do hear that.
But the positives is he'll bring depth to that forward area, which is what we need. Better depth off the bench. 100%. And you saw how he tore us apart in that Watford 3-0 game, where he just won in behind our defence.
He was on the field day.
Yeah, he was on the field day. That's probably why we're interested.
You're like, shit, we've got to come up. You're like, fuck, we've got to come up again. Buy him. But I suppose with the signings, with the new signs that not new signings that have left. So the likes of Harry Wilson, the like Gruitch, Shaqiri's on the list, Nat Phillips is on the list, Neco Williams is on that list in terms of they're open for transfer. So what Liverpool seem to be doing is they seem to be getting that bit of extra money ready for Jurgen Klopp. As we all know, and Liverpool fans, don't try and kid yourselves. this is how you operate, very much a sell to buy club. So you are opening different avenues of getting that money for Jurgen. But it does appear that a central midfielder is not your target this summer. So
that's a pretty short.
It is a bloody joke, but let's go with what we know so far. So we know that Liverpool want a forward player. We know Jurgen wants that additional cover in those forward positions, possibly even move Salah on. You never know. He could get desperate. But you are looking at that forward player. Isamila Sarr he is better than Harvey Elliott at this precise
Oh
moment.
yeah, oh yeah, by a mile. But by a mile. Yeah, I'll use that analogy once again. Isamila Sarr, he'd have chicken tikka masala, and he got a choice, right? Isamila Sarr, chicken tikka masala, and then Harvey Elliott, he's had a plate of top food. So
Jesus.
and some of our fan base will actually choose top food instead, which is think of that,
Well,
if you will.
A better analogy than accusing people of eating cat food is Isamila Sarr is a home cooked chicken tikka masala, and Harvey Elliott is a microwave one. I'm happy Harvey Elliott has sorted out his ridiculous man bun issue though. It was almost as if he was going through a midlife crisis at the age of 17. It looked very scruffy, he didn't look it at all, but he has sorted that out.
I will stress, I'm not disrespecting Harvey Elliott. He's not ready yet. That some Liverpool fans on the door at me saying, "No, stop disrespecting him." I'm not disrespecting him. He needs to prove it on your own. He needs to prove that he's ready for the Premier League. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With the greatest respect in the world, in the Championship, could you improve it? Could you smash that off? Look at him now.
Well, he also went to the wrong club in the Premier League. I mean, Sheffield United didn't play Ian Booster style football, so it was pointless getting a booster. But, not all people can be as smart as me as player building squads. I love building squads. I love transfer windows because I love the idea of selling a player and bringing in someone different. I love that stuff. Absolutely love it.
I will also say I'm finally glad Marco Torres and Harry Wilson have done, because I was then sick to death of seeing them every bloody pre-season.
I feel Harry Wilson because I didn't think he was given a fair enough crack of the whip at Liverpool. I think Jurgen absolutely should have used him more than he did. And I am disappointed because I think not Harvey Elliott, I think Harry Wilson is a terrific footballer with the bags of potential in him. I don't think he got that unleashed.
I just think I would have given him a chance at Liverpool, but Jurgen probably didn't give him a chance for a reason, if I'm being honest. So,
well, we all know I'm a better manager than Jurgen, but I'm currently unavailable. I do. I want to go to Phantom. You said that Haaland liked tease. From what he's saying, he's not teasing anything. From what he said, he's directly not teased anything. He's just merely said that he hopes they are just rumours because 150 million is a lot of money per person. And that he's very happy at Dortmund. He's enjoying his time there. He's got 3 years left on his deal. And he was happy that he won a trophy. So I'm not sure what part he's... Also, DC says EFL playoffs over Champions League. I'm not sure I agree with that. But yeah, what do you think he's teased about?
He likes the attention. He's a kid, and basically, I don't know if you're into the chess world or not, but there's a kid from Norway named Magnus Carlsen, right? Kind of the same situation where Magnus all of a sudden becomes the best chess player in the world. Now this kid, Erling Haaland, becomes the best soccer player in the world, and he just likes the attention. That's that. He's not in control of his destiny. His dad and Mina Raiola are. He's still a kid, so he still listens to his dad, right? His dad.
I think Erling is more than in control of his own destiny. I really do, because I think his dad is only going to do what's for Erling, and if Erling wants something, unless it's ridiculously stupid, so unless Plymouth Argyle for 3 pasties and £2.50 a week to play for Argyle, then of course he'll step in and go, no, Erling, you, or stuff like that, by going to Spurs or Arsenal or these types of clubs. But I don't think Erling is so stupid to do that in the first place. But he was asked the question, so he spoke to Sky Sports Germany. It's not like Erling Haaland is ringing him up going, I want to give an interview, guys. He was asked these questions by Sky Sports Germany before he said that he hadn't spoken to me in over a month. But he hopes that they're just rumours because £150 million is a lot of money on one person. So don't think he's anything there, and I don't think he's done that for attention. I think he's saying what most of us normal people are thinking in our head, which is £150 million. Are you fucking joking? How much you spending on one player? That is a madness, because the pressure instantly gets heightened by about a country mile. And I think if Alfie, if his dad's in control of his destiny, I think he said stay at Dortmund another year, because to be frankly honest for you, son, I'd rather you went to a club for 75 million and didn't have pressure of £150 million transfer fee on your head. So I think the deal is, I think Erling is looking at the prices being banded around going, fuck me, pressure is going to be on. And second of all, he basically merely just said that he's got 3 years left on his contract. He's enjoying his time at Dortmund. But of course, the trophy was important because that's what he wants ultimately. So I'm a bit confused about the season, but I appreciate it. Appreciate the comment. Do you see Erling staying at Dortmund this summer? Do you see him at Chelsea? Where are you standing on this?
Okay, I think Chelsea is not going to let him go. So if he wants to stay at Dortmund this year, they're going to make a loan back deal for what? Let's say €100 million, €95 million, whatever it is that would give Dortmund a reason to do the loan back deal. Plan B, which is next year we get him. This year we send him back to Dortmund to be loaned, and next year we get him for sure.
I don't think that would happen. I mean, Chelsea had history with a stick for that, but I don't think with Haaland you're going to be able to do that. And unless you're putting a really decent salary down, what I see happening is if you don't get him this summer, you're going to have to join the queue of.
Well, we're not going to join that queue because we're not going to be the pretty girl at the dance anymore.
Well, no. If you don't get him this summer, you are in that queue because you're. Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, if you don't get him this summer, you're joining that queue and waiting for the doors to open, but you're also going to be joined. You're going to be joined by Bayern Munich. You're going to join by Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool probably, Real Madrid, probably even Barcelona, PSG may even try and chuck a cheap bid in there, see what he says. So I think you're going to have to join a lot of big clubs in that sort of. Let's imagine Erling Haaland is in an empty club all by himself, and only one team gets to take him away at the end of it. Doors haven't opened yet. Please go stand by that door. Doors will open next summer, and there's no security, no nothing. You have to fight for it, and at the end of the day, Haaland will decide. So if you don't get him now, incredibly risky. Because I don't know if you'll get him next summer because of the amount of clubs.
You won't get him next summer. No, I don't even think we'll put in a bid for him next summer.
You would. You'd easily put a bid in. Because why wouldn't you? Need a striker. Erling Haaland is young. You'll get him.
If he's not willing to do the loan deal this year, then what makes him more likely to come to us next year?
No, because it's not a loan deal. So Haaland should never be loaned back to Dortmund. The reason he doesn't want to go this summer is because of the price, I think. I think the price is weighing heavy on his mind. 150 million on his head. People are going to demand 150 million worth of performances. which is an unheard of fee in the Premier League. It's unheard of that a Premier League club pays that much money.
Okay, I agree with you, but so 90 million of pressure isn't going to be that bad then. If we say.
I agree, but you're not going to have Dortmund say, what, you're going to let us keep him for a year and we've got to chuck off £60 million? Are you joking?
Well, the thing is, but look at it from Dortmund's point of view, right? Because next year they have to surrender him at 75 million. So this year we're saying, hey, guess what? Next year it's a better deal for Dortmund.
People really need to stop talking about Dortmund and money, but they don't care. Because, and this is someone who's experienced Robert Lewandowski walk out of Dortmund for free. I have watched Robert Lewandowski, the greatest striker of this generation, walk out of that club free and walk his ass up to Munich, which you would assume are Dortmund's rivals. I'm not so sure anymore. I feel like more feeder club, really. You've had Hulls go there as well. Dortmund don't frankly give a shit about money. Look at Ancho. They could have got 110 last summer. They sold him for 73. Dortmund do not give a flying fuck about losing money. It's they weigh up the costs, and I weighed up the costs earlier. Okay, if they keep Haaland, this summer, so if they keep Haaland this summer, it guarantees in Champions League football again, right? So you get 10-15 million for participation in the group stage. If they get past the group stage, to which you would assume they would, they get an extra 10-15 million.
Well, if we don't get Dortmund, if we don't get Haaland, and Lukaku said he's staying, then our only choice left is Lewandowski, and I guess the connection with Abramovich and the agent of Lewandowski, and we'll go make that deal.
You've got more chance of me having sexual intercourse with Michelle Keegan than Lewandowski going to something.
If Haaland's not coming, if Lukaku is not coming, if Lewandowski is not coming, what are we doing?
Your choice is
we're going to sign Danny Ings.
Precisely. You've got two choices. You've got Danny Ings, well, three if you want to be pedantic. You can go bring back Bamford if you really want to, look stupid. You can bring in Dominic. Might not be the greatest move, but it would do a short-term fix.
Bring in Danny here.
Bamford, he was one of your youth academy.
One. Okay, Bamford is one. Who's number two?
Well, Bamford is certainly not my number one choice.
No, I mean you said you were talking about.
So you got
tier alternatives.
So you got Patrick, you've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you've got Danny Ings. Those are your three options in the Premier League. Of course, there may be. Yeah, I suppose you could go. No, that doesn't. Shut up, RJ. That fixes nothing.
I mean,
great. Two players that need to play on the left wing, Werner and Martial. Brilliant. Fixes all of your issues. I think if you're looking for a striker and you don't get any of those, you probably put in a desperate bid, or you try and somehow entice Harry Kane at Spurs, which again, you've got more chance of me having intercourse with Michelle Keegan. But I want to go to RJ, and RJ, I want to talk to you about a couple of United stories. The first one being Eric Bailly. Apparently being concerned about first team football. Now, I've said this man has absolutely no right to be concerned or upset in any way, shape, or form because he's let United down on multiple occasions by defending like a dick. Half the injuries are because of himself, and because he cannot play as a calm defender. He's a very rash defender, very idiotic. His football just coming on Phantom. But yeah, talk to me about Bailly. What should you do? I mean, Ollie wants 4 centre backs next season because he anticipates 60 games in all competitions, which would suggest someone explain to Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer what rotation means, or.
No, we will do rotation. I think last season, there was, some difficulty. Obviously, Bailly was injured for most of it. Lindelof was injured for a bit of it. Maguire obviously injured for last part of it. And Tuanzebe just, was just there in general. So, I mean, look.
I still don't understand why you didn't play Tuanzebe. I mean, every game I watched. I don't understand why you didn't play Twanzebe, because every game I watched Twanzebe play looked very good, especially towards the end of the season.
Sheffield United.
Well, yeah, world-class never made
his worst performance.
World-class players have never made a mistake. Is that what we're trying to say? Because
no, I'm just saying
that's garbage.
He's not world-class. I don't think he's going to be a star for United anytime soon.
No one is. When the hell have I ever said Axel Tuanzebe is world-class?
No, I never said that. I know, yeah. I know, I understand.
All I'm saying is Axel Tuanzebe is a better defender than Eric Bailly. Facts.
Oh, I agree. But just for the argument, like I said, for Eric Bailly, I mean, this man really thinks he's actually he's not a liability to this club. He just gets injured every second day, and he expects us to say, oh, well, we'll pay for your medical bills, we'll pay for all your injuries so that you don't have to do fucking anything for your career. No, we'll pay for everything. But it's not surprising.
I think he's had about 60 to 70% of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure.
Mm-hmm. And he's complaining that he wants first game football. Mate, if I was you, I'd focus on your health before your fucking career. No offense, mate. Like, by the time you're done your career, you'd be like bloody. It's
like if Naby Keita had the audacity to come out and go, I'm concerned you brought in Thiago because I'm concerned about my game time. You're going to look at him going, well, I'm concerned if you're going to stay fit for a 90-minute match. Is that a possibility this year? Like,
that's everybody. Wilshere saying to Arsenal, like, I want more game time, like, and we all know how fucking wild he was.
He's not even a good centre back. So how does he want first team?
I'm agreeing with you. At first.
Oh no! If he wants to go, we can definitely ship him off to a team we need in like Liverpool.
Oh, you could easily take him to Spain and drop him off in Spain. I actually, do you know what? Yeah. At the start of last season, I was like, give him a bit more time, see what he does. He has spent most of his time injured. We'll have a look. Watching him at the end of last season, he's such a shit defender. He hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing. He's so rash. Half the injuries are caused by his stupid mistakes anyway. Mm-hmm. Bodying Richarlison in a Carabao Cup game is one of them. Giving him concussion, not nearly breaking his own hip. So, I mean, Eric Bailly has done more dumb things I care to imagine. I'm pretty sure he even got clobbered by, Henderson? He's just a liability.
I know, I forgot what he did. He tried to do I think it was against Villarreal, when the guy, one of the wingers tried to cross it in, and he tried to clear it by doing a bicycle kick.
Yeah, I mean, why you're doing a bicycle kick as a centre back? Why you're doing a bicycle kick as a centre back is fucking beyond me. But we'll allow it. But yeah, no, I think everybody does need to go. Varane, I suppose this is an interesting bit about Varane, because apparently, according to Samuel Luckhurst, Varane has always studied snippets of United's defending and specifically asked for clips of their set-piece organisation, which I'm sure he found a lot of organisation. He was informed it would be a waste of time as United were so hopeless at defending dead ball situations last term. Pretty on the money there, aren't they?
I mean, whoever wrote that is a cunt, to say the least. But no,
wait, it was Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News.
Well,
he's not wrong.
What that is, but regardless of it,
he's
not wrong. But I mean, yeah, it's a bit of jokes. But at the end of the day, look, this is what I will tell you, right? I mean, yeah, our set pieces last season were pretty awful, to say the least. Defending, especially.
You've brought in a set piece coach. You've brought in a set piece coach as well, haven't you? You've brought in a set piece
and a defending coach as well. Yeah, defending.
You brought in two coaches.
And a defending one as well. Yeah.
Fuck it, hell.
Yeah,
he must have done.
There's this season or
I know. Yeah, all he's been this season. We brought two new coaches. One who'll be working with our squad and the under 18s, I believe, who was actually very, very talented. People were actually picking him up.
Oh, and then we have that's the former Chelsea youth, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, I completely forgot his name, but he was a big person. He's actually well respected when it comes to his coaching and all that. So it's good that we actually did well enough with it. So, I mean, look, United this season for transfers. I mean, they kind of shocked us all. So, yeah.
At least Varane knows the weakness, which is set pieces, so at least knows what he's walking into.
I'm sure. Look,
he speaks English.
He
speaks English as well. I didn't know that, so I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that. And the last bit I want to talk to you about, RJ, is obviously youngster James Garner, who I have bigged up and said a lot of things positive about this guy. I've had the pleasure of watching him in Championship as well for Forest. Exceptional talent there. It appears United are getting him to sign a new deal and then go on loan. Do you see that as the right move for him? So get him tied down to a 5-year deal. Just be like, right, in there, good boy. Now Nottingham Forest is waiting for you there. Go back to them. Go take another year, and we'll bring you back next year. Or to Swansea. It appears Swansea or Forest are the front runners for getting Garner on loan. You disappointed there's not a Premier League club there? You disappointed that Brighton or Newcastle haven't looked at Garner and gone, let's do it?
I mean, they're lost, to be fair. They're in the relegation battle, so they're lost for not picking up a very talented player. No, I think for the contract,
you weren't about to use the word world class for Garner, were you?
No, I was going to say potentially world class. Potentially,
that's fine. That's fine. No, you're absolutely right in that. He is potentially a world class player. He is a very talented boy.
Now, what I will say is, like I said, it's kind of funny how you said, "Oh yeah, here's a little thing," and go off to your former club. No, I personally see that Garner is the future for Man United. He's very talented. Yeah. I do see, like I said, maybe going back to Forest wouldn't be that bad because, like I said, he was there last season. He knows everyone there. He's had a good campaign. Possibly Forest could go back up to the Prem. You never know really this season. Anything's possible in the Championship. I mean,
pigs may fly as well, but you never know.
I mean, Wayne Rooney has 9 players in Derby, so good luck to him.
He's also injured one of them by doing a 50-50 tackle. So Wayne Rooney as manager of Derby, I don't think it's going to last too much longer, to be brutally honest with you.
To be fair, I mean, the owners don't fucking do shit for him. So regardless of the point, I mean...
If you've only got 9 players, the wisest thing to do is not to take one of them out in a training match.
I mean...
In training. Imagine if Ollie had taken out... Imagine if Ollie took out Bruno in a training match.
Oh, that'd be
It'd be dead. It'd be dead. Like, I mean, United fans fireworks in Ed Woodward's house because you didn't get Sancho or something like that. You take out Bruno for 12, and Ollie's going to have fireworks and a bomb chucked in his house.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would love to see... I'd love to see if United could. I mean, I do like Wayne Rooney. I hope he actually does succeed as a manager. Like say, one of our greats, one of our, I wouldn't say homegrown players, but one of the greatest of all times. When you really talk about it, like about football and all that, like no one.
I was just about to say, is South accent definitely to turn away from being homegrown?
Yeah, exactly.
Although you did get him at the age of 17, so you could argue that you probably did grow him towards the end.
I mean, regardless of the point. He's a world class. He had a world class career as a player, and it's just unfortunate the way that his career's gone as a manager so far. It's just gone down the drain right now. Really, if you really think about it. So, look, I wish all the best for Wayne. I genuinely hope him and his club get through this. Hopefully, they don't get relegated to League One. And realistically, hopefully, Wayne gets treated better as a manager.
Unless he treats his wife better by not, sleeping with more.
Oh my god, we're not fucking doing. We're not doing this.
We are doing it. He's trying to say, they took me to the hotel drunk. Yeah, there's pictures of him snogging in the club. Hello, Wayne. The standards and all that. I don't agree that if they did take advantage. I don't agree with that, obviously, because imagine if the stories were reversed and it was man takes a drunk woman to a hotel room and takes advantage. Like, Jesus Christ, that man's about to have the book, everything and the book thrown at him. we need to be consistent. If it happens to the other side, so a woman takes a man to a hotel, gets him drunk and all of that, and takes advantage, that is, of course, extreme. Should never happen and should face the consequences. But let's be fair, he was sober, or at least able to deal with his senses in the club whilst he was snogging their faces. So, who are we to judge? Chris says, if you appoint me as manager, Derby clearly wanted to be relegated last season. I suppose giving a man with no pedigree of management a manager role is always going to be a risky move. It sort of worked with Lampard and Derby. Rooney, very different circumstances. Though.
I mean, to be fair, the way you worked for Lampard, I mean, he did bring in loads of lone players like Mount and Tammy. And...
Hey, look.
Well, no, not Tammy.
Not Tammy. He didn't bring on. He brought in Harry Wilson on. He had Wilson on loan from Liverpool that season as well. Yeah, so yeah, no, look. I know how some managers like loans, some don't. The current manager, Ryan Lowe, does not like loans. I think they more annoy him than anything. Whereas I've had managers like Derek Adams and Sheridan who love the loan market. So some managers like the market in the EFL, some don't. Some like to have their own players, promote the youth if needs be. Ryan is definitely in that category. Lampard is definitely in the category of, well, if I haven't got the best player here, I'm going to go get some loans because they're cheaper, I can get more of them, and maybe Lampard just likes young players. You never know. Maybe he... Actually, I'm not even going to say that. But Velvishwan, I want to talk to you about Isamila Sarr. I want you to talk to me about Isamila Sarr. Good signing for Liverpool if this was to happen?
I don't think it will happen. He is Watford's best player and most important.
Why won't it happen, Val?
Another sign that Liverpool linked to and it doesn't get done. Jesus Christ.
Why won't it get done? Why won't it get done? Winkety wink wink.
Oh, we might as well be looking at 100 players. We're going to sign at least one of them. I pray we do sign one of them.
You're a bit hopeful there, aren't you, Val? We'll at least sign one of them, you hope.
Welcome to Liverpool FC, Gerard Bowen. Player from West Ham. So I think the main reason why Sarr won't go is pretty much after what he did to your club. Like, if it was for him, you would have gone invincible for the entire season against Watford. Jordan Henderson gets injured and then he scores. What?
Love and tax.
Well.
Chris makes a good point though. Only negative about is he'll be away from the African Cup of Nations. I've worked out though that your games aren't mad. I mean, of course you'll probably lose to Leicester without Salah. Like you fucked. But you should beat Brentford. You should beat Crystal Palace. I think they're the 3 games you'd miss. Let's just hope that Salah doesn't get injured in the African Cup of Nations, because then you truly are fucked.
Here's the thing with Isamila Sarr. He's a right winger. He's not going to get over Salah. And there's no point of spending that 40 million on a backup. Like, I mean, hopefully he could challenge, but...
What, Salah?
Sarr,
yeah.
What do you challenge?
I know Isamila Sarr's talent, but...
Salah's meant to be the greatest right winger of all time, apparently. You can't have someone like Sarr challenge him. Like, let's be real.
Isamila Sarr, like, he's a good player, a good dribbler, likes to take on players, but his
could never be Ronnie.
It's not good.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
His end product is not good.
Ronaldo would never let anyone do him. So he'd have been like, I might rest you, and Ronaldo being like, go fuck yourself. Very much like Bruno, he'd just walk out with the rest of them and be like, one of you's going off the pitch, boys. I'm playing.
I see Isamila Sarr like another Saint Maximum. They're both good players, both good dribblers, but end product is not there.
Nah, come on. You can't compare those two.
So it's basically a younger, fitter, and faster Firmino.
Yes.
I mean, no, in terms of goal scoring, they're both the same, but like assist wise, Isamila Sarr, he gets to the byline and crosses. Like he crosses.
No, listen. The thing with Sarr is right.
Who do you intend getting on the end of those crosses? Firmino or Salah or Mane? None of which
they're not going to get at the end of the.
Exactly, they're not great. I mean, Salah might do because he's got a bit of a leap on him, but
No,
he prefers it to his.
headers.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not going to say score many. He might get one, as he's got a bit of a leap on him, but he prefers to his feet.
Mane's decent at headers. Firmino's good at headers, but they don't do it consistently. Salah just scores one header every 2 years. So.
Well, there you go. So you're spending 40 million on you're spending 40 million on one headed goal from Salah a year. What? Every other year? What? I suppose what I want to ask though is if you've got Harvey Elliott, who you could assume could do some sort of backup role to Salah, why are you not investing in your central midfield or a striker, both of which you would argue much more needed? Because let's be fair, Divock Origi doing a crossbar challenge against Burnley at Anfield. I think that was the time that his career at Liverpool finished, because I had great fun. I had great fun in that match reaction. After that, obviously, it was on the other channel, and I had a great time on the match reaction with the Liverpool lot. Obviously, Genie was nowhere to be seen, of course, because he couldn't come on for the humiliation that he was suffering. Because that ended your Anfield record, didn't it?
Yeah, because I don't know how the fuck we lost that game. Origi missed from
it's okay, because after that I also lost to the likes of Brighton and all of that.
The mighty Burnley.
Brighton was such a bullshit. The goal they scored, the worst thing is he crossed it. It literally just deflects on our center. It just goes in top corner. I'm like, you're never gonna score a goal like that. He didn't even. He literally missed it.
At the end of the day, you also lost to Fulham, so let's just say at that time Liverpool were going through quite
Fulham we deserve to lose that. Fulham we deserve to lose that. I'll give them that. But
you deserve to lose. You definitely deserve to lose to Burnley. I mean, if Man's our challenge, then get out of here.
Not just that. I mean, Sean Dyche bet fucking Jurgen Klopp as well on the sidelines. So
Jurgen Klopp is never going to beat that fight. Jesus, like you can fight many managers, but I wouldn't touch Dyche with a barge pole, because you're going high.
Burnley always do well at Anfield. I don't know how they do this. They always get draws or something.
Because the way they play is so cuntish, so that's the thing. The way they play is so dickish, like.
It is so dickish.
They literally play like Brexit FC, pretty much 4-4-2 down the fucking middle, so tight that no one can get through. So.
When I build teams and they're all in, mine is not Brexit, because at least the players I've got have sort of got some sort of technical ability to be able to play some European football.
Name a foreign Burnley player.
I mean, Brighton.
No. There's Vidra.
Who?
Vidra.
Oh, Vidra's good. Yeah.
Never heard of him, so sadly can't.
He plays. Who's he play for?
Can't accept that.
He plays for Burnley, Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, that's the one. Yeah, he's a good one.
One out of
Chris Wood is Australian.
Okay, yeah, but the allies of England is no, sorry, no. Chris Wood is New Zealand. What the hell are you saying?
Yeah,
okay, New Zealand, Australia, same thing. They both eat off a barbecue. And
isn't what's Ashley Barnes? Ashley Barnes is.
He's English.
Ashley Barnes. He's English. He's full on English.
The rest of them are English, but no, their attackers are foreign.
Yeah, well, regardless, they are known as Brexit FC, so we're going to keep.
That's because they do play traditional English football. I'm not going to
relegated, man. I hope these might get relegated.
No, don't be so bitter. We all know it's Arsenal and Spurs going down with Watford.
Yeah. No, I don't think Watford will get relegated. I think Brentford, because overrated. Either Tony plays there.
No.
So they'll get relegated.
Stuart says, read comments.
Thing with like.
Oh, I put. Chris said, I would take Ismail Shah. We need depth on bench. I mean, our strongest starting is Rebel compared to our bench is Haas. We need a midfielder, winger, striker. How did we lose that game? Opponents scored more than us. speaking facts. And Stuart, I don't think you've put in a comment if that is
No,
yeah. I see no comments on my side.
Today we're linked with Isamila Sarr. Tomorrow we're probably linked with Saint Maximin. Then the next day we're probably linked with Almiron. Like, who are you going to link to? Like, we just
To be fair,
Almiron would be a good player.
Yeah, that wouldn't actually be a bad shout. Wouldn't be a bad shout. He's talented, very talented. Which you probably
28 now. Almiron.
yeah. Well, I'm not saying he's a young talent. Jesus, can't always go get youngsters. Valve. People start questioning your habits. They're like a Gilfie citizen.
No, but I think FSG want to go for like 24 youngers. They're not going to go for like any 25, 28. Like Thiago.
I'm starting to question Michael Edwards. Yeah.
But what you Michael is probably like negotiating. FSG like, all right, cool. Send me the money, please. And he's probably go for himself.
I bet his first question is, how young are they, and have they got sell-on potential? Right,
more than likely. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the other team going.
Actually, I hate Michael Edwards because he never got back on the obligation. He told me, "Oh, we could pay for him." He's like, "I wanted the obligation so we can guarantee get him." And I still
can't believe you didn't pay $8 million. I think it was only $8 million in the end. Didn't even pay $8 million.
Yeah, apparently he's going to Leicester now. I heard.
Wouldn't be a bad. Why wouldn't he go to Leicester? It's a good shout. I think he'll get over Soyuncu. Johnny Evans is about 35 years old, mate. So you do need to get you do need to get a replacement. Well, yeah, but who are you playing next to Fofana? Johnny Evans is 35 years old. Soyuncu isn't the greatest, but he could do the job. Yeah. Are you playing with just 2 centre backs for the entire season?
They're playing with back threes as well. So you don't want to play with any depth.
You want Leicester to have 11 players and 11 players only. They're not Manchester United.
So what I'm saying is, like, they'll go for the same 4-2-3-1 formation, like literally.
Like but RJ, what happens if Soyuncu gets injured?
Johnny Evans.
Right. What happens if Johnny Evans is injured?
They bring in a youth player that they have never tried out.
Okay, so RJ, you don't need Varane because you've got Lindelof and Bailly.
Hey, this is not about you, this is about Leicester.
Hey, no. At the end of the day, you do need depth, and Kabak going to as a rotation option is a brilliant move for him. It really is a brilliant move.
I did count that out.
You do need. I know you struggle with backup because your manager doesn't know what rotation looks like, but for most. You can shut up, Val. If your manager also doesn't know what rotation is, not his fault. He does. Not his fault. He just doesn't have the players to rotate. Okay. My manager does have rotation, and we do rotate. So I can tell you, RJ, you need a squad of players. And Val was right. Brendan Rodgers does sometimes like to go 3-5-2, depending on his mood. He switches it up. It's very fluid. So if you some days you play in the 3, you probably go on 5 centre backs. If you play with 4, you know what I mean. Like backups are always good. Rotations. Back will push Soyuncu to do better. As if not, you end up with 2 players like, easy, don't need to work hard. Manager ain't got anyone else other than me.
Fabrizio just tweeted about Kounde.
About who?
Kounde is that Jules Kounde has an agreement ready on personal terms with Chelsea. Contract until 2026 will be probably to resign as Kounde is open to accept.
I mean, it will be a very good because for Chelsea, I mean, Kounde, he can play as a CDM centre back or a right back. So I mean, they've really got a very versatile player right there.
He's not good at right back. Like, we saw.
Yeah, he's not as good as right back, but he can do a job there for the time being. Like Reece James, let's realistically say this now. He's going to be Chelsea's right back or right wing back. Right, that's what they're planning. That's what they're going to do. Then I mean, it really depends because, like I said, Silva will not play every game next season because he's literally 36 years old. Aspilicueta will, I'd say, more than likely, exactly. Yeah, Aspilicueta will probably start. I'd say it's either Christensen or Rudiger, and then Kounde can literally start or get benched, whatever sorted. But he's playing with the best team, one of the best teams in England right now.
Again, it's more rotation. It's that key again that I'll keep banging on about.
RJ, why don't you go get Kounde? Like, Sevilla's stupid enough to take Davison Sanchez and 30 mil, and Davison Sanchez is the worst centre back I've ever seen. Give them Eric Bailly and 30 mil.
I mean, to be fair, that could work. I mean,
which one's actually spitting facts there for the first time that in a very long time.
Who else does Sevilla have that we could actually need? Who else do they have?
You could offer Fred. You could offer Martial.
I'll give them.
Fuck it. You could even offer Dan James. I'm sure they'll take him.
I mean, hold on. I want to see who they have. But what I would say about Fred is, right, I want to see if he actually can perform well after the Copa Americas. He did have an amazing...
right. Firstly,
no.
Right, let me explain Copa America to you, because firstly, the only big team he has to play is fucking Brazil, Argentina, isn't it? Also, with Fred, he's asked to do a completely different role for Brazil. Casemiro does the holding. Fred don't have to hold. So unless you're planning on playing Fred box to box, which you're not, then complete waste of time.
But if we get a CDM, if we get a CDM, we can have Fred.
What, you start Fred over Donny van der Beek in a box to box situation? Are you off your head?
I feel like, wait, what?
Donny could be the backup for Bruno, couldn't he?
No, Donny's not a number. Donny's not a 10. Have you ever watched Ajax play football? I can.
In the Tottenham
Nah, he's not a number 10. He's more of a box to box number 8.
Bruno when he was playing for Ajax, I think, or so it was someone with it was De Jong, the thing, and then Van der Beek.
But
Tadic.
He's not really. Donny is not much of a box to box midfield. Number 10. He's more of a box to box. He's very good as box to box, but he's not a number 10. So you need to get that out. You need to get that out of your head.
So it was Frankie De Jong and Skåne.
But also, can you explain to me what the difference between the Premier League and the Dutch League is, please?
No, this was the Champions League semi-final.
Well, who are they playing? Oh, there you go then.
But this is when Spurs were like.
Yeah, no, I get that, but he has never really been the greatest number 10 of all time. It's not really ideal position in the Premier League. He is definitely more of an 8 than a number 10.
That's fair.
It's just the way he plays the game. He's very good at progressing. Very good at progressing the ball. I love how he can do that. And how calm he looks on the ball. He's not much of his attacking output isn't the greatest. You can get away with it in some games, but a lot of the time his attacking output isn't going to be enough for him to play number 10. Which is just it's facts. But no, I do think you need to get back up to Bruno. Fuck knows who that's going to be. Maybe Lingard's kept as a backup, but I think you want to sell him. I think Ollie wants to move away from having a number 10 anyway. I think what Ollie wants to move is to a 4-3-3 by the sounds of it. And that way you'd have Pogba, Bruno sort of as 2 8s, being allowed the freedom of going forward. And then you'd keep one of, you'd keep your DM, whoever your DM may be, in that sort of DM role. So I see United want to do it. But hey, I have been wrong before, but I'm not normally wrong. But we've been going for about an hour and a half now, so I think we'll call it a day there. We'll be back at 10 p.m. with more transfer talk tonight. We've got a really good show for you tonight for the Late Show. All 72 clubs. We are doing a tier list on ranking them as reputation. So elite, world class, whatever. All the way down to tin pot. So we've got I'm going to get all 72 clubs into that, and we're going to be obviously ranking them. So make sure you tune in for that one. Link is in the chat for that one at the start of the show. I think it may also be in the description. I may have been proactive as I did that. But we are going to wrap it up there. Before we go, please check out our socials: Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL_, and on TikTok, Let's Talk Premier League. RJ, where can they find you, bro?
You can pretty much just find me on any social medias. Just type in Road Boy Jaguar. Just hit 11K on YouTube, so I'm pretty gassed about that. And make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, the grind keeps going. And thanks, Al. The grind keeps going, lads. And make sure you do subscribe to this channel as well. Let's get to 370 subscribers.
It's okay. I don't intend on putting Carlisle into import, although I can't say the same for Exeter of a Tim Pot. But yeah, it's going to be a great show as well. Where will United end up? Maybe Tim Pot. But Velvis one, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at vel_skills and fuck FSG.
Perfect. Makes sense. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.